afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome back to Governor's Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania for the continuation of the East Pennsboro, Indiana 4A PIAA State Semifinal game. Why are we back here, though? Well, because last night we couldn't quite finish the game, folks. We got to 13 innings when Mother Nature and Darkness had other plans for us. So today, we're going to bring you to the conclusion of this, what's been a very exciting game. So how did we get here? Well, first of all, my name is Jeff Cribbs. I'm not Pat Doherty, who was unable to come back today. A midday game obviously affects many people's working schedule, and unfortunately Pat could not be here today. So I'll bring you the action for the rest of this game today. We finished up yesterday in the bottom of the 13th inning when Indiana had two men on base and could not get the winning run in, unfortunately. Charlie Nancy had walked. Rocco Carstantino had singled, and then Chase forced a single to right field. Charlie Nancy attempted to score on the play, was thrown out at home, and unfortunately was actually injured in that play. So today Indiana will be without their third baseman, Charlie Nancy. So we'll get you substitutions in the lineup as soon as we have them from the coaches. But yesterday, through 13 full innings, the game was back and forth. Pennsboro jumped out to a 4-run lead in the fourth inning due to some shaky defense by Indiana, but Indiana clawed back in, scoring two more in the bottom of the fourth. East Pennsboro and Indiana each put up a run in the fifth inning. Indiana answered in the bottom of the sixth. Appeared to have hit a, but that ball was actually ruled a foul ball. And so we seventh, where Indiana was able to scratch the run to force us into X. So it was a very exciting game. If you didn't join us yesterday, you certainly missed it. Indiana three pitchers. Ryan Oakland, he was able to innings, gave up 3 hits, allowed, he walked 2 and struck out 1. He was in the game by Mark, who really allowed only walked 2 and struck out 8. So that got us through. That got us through 9 innings of the game. Bennett came on in relief of Mark Collinger, only giving up 1 hit. So all 3 pitchers ineligible today. They've thrown more than the pitch limit allows. Well, continue yesterday's game. The pitch limit carry over Friday, so we will not see any of the Indiana pitchers who threw yesterday. Again, we have not gotten the starting lineups yet. Ellie Van Pound. So that's how yesterday. We'll be back the rest of the starting lineups right after this.
Gentlemen, how you doing today? How are you?
Okay, welcome back to Bellefonte, Pennsboro. Going over up as mentioned in here. Thing. Be unable to and who base top of the 14th inning. That will be them. We have the national anthem. Yeah.
Governor's Park here. Schedule.
Here's the shortstop for East Pennsboro.
But Eric Foster Jr. steps to the plate.
Foster Jr.
Brady Oaks on the mound. Eric Foster is 0 for 4 in this game. He's been hit by a pitch. Steps in the right-handed batter's box. Pitch from Oaks in there for a strike. 0-1 the count on Foster. Oaks, the left-hander, deals. Swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes on Foster. So 0-2 the count. Oaks deals. Swing and a miss. Down on 3 pitches. A good start for Brady Oaks. Brings up 1 out in the top of the 14th inning.
Number 14, Ryan Seibert.
Ryan Seibert up to bat for East Pennsboro. He is 0 for 5 in the game and has reached on an error. Oaks toes the rubber. Ball 1 outside. 1-0 the count. Oaks steals again. Ball flied out the right field. Rocco Cosentino there for the catch. Fly out to right field. Brady Oaks has 2 quick outs here in the top of the 14th. That brings up number 20, Cade Pearson for East Pennsboro. He is 0 for 4 in the game and has walked once. Brady Oaks has been very efficient so far. Let's see what he can do against Cade Pearson. First pitch, up high for a ball. We know the count on Cade Pearson. Next pitch is just outside. 2-0. Brady Oaks delivers. Called strike 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Cade Pearson. Oaks Studios. Fouled back to the screen. That'll bring the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cade Pearson as Brady Oaks look to finish him off here in the top of the 14th inning. The score all tied at 5 apiece. Oaks delivers. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. Brady Oaks strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faces, and we go to the bottom of the 14th inning with Tim Birch due up after this short break.
In the top of the 14th inning.
Okay, Indiana comes to bat here in the bottom of the 14th inning. They will face number 26, Chase Deibler on the mound, who was playing first base yesterday when this game was delayed at approximately 7:30 last night when storms threatened the area, and once the storm moved in, with there being no lights here at Governor's Park, it was going to be impossible to finish the game last night. So Indiana will face number 26, Chase Deibler, the senior, on the mound. And due up for Indiana this inning will be Tim Birch, Carter Putt, and then Ethan Shank. So East Pennsboro pitcher yesterday, who was pitching when the game was
Delayed, would be eligible to pitch today, but they're going to go with the senior Chase Deibler on the mound. So Brady Oaks worked a very efficient top of the 14th inning for Indiana, and we'll see what Indiana can do on offense.
Number 14.
Tim Birch is 3 for 6 in the game so far. Just scored a run, and he leads off Indiana. In the bottom of the 14th inning, Tim, the left-handed batter. Deibler's first pitch to Birch. Low for a ball.
Ball 1.
Deibler deals. Birch with a grounder up the first baseline, but foul. Brings the count to Tim Birch to 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch to Birch.
playing on turf today, huh?
The ball high.
Just the first game for
Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike on Tim Birch, leading off the bottom of the 14th inning here for Indiana. The 2-1 pitch to Birch. It's a ball inside. Brings the count to 3 balls and 1 strike on Indiana's leadoff hitter, Tim Birch. Tim, the senior left fielder. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Tim Birch is aboard with a walk here. Indiana has a base runner in the bottom of the 14th inning.
Number 5.
Which brings up Carter Putt, who was 1 for 4 in the game today. He's walked once and scored a run. And with no outs and the speedy Birch on first base, do not be surprised to see a bunt situation here laid down by Carter Putt. Carter Putt's very good in the sacrifice bunt department, and what better time than now to move Tim Birch into scoring position. The catcher is out to talk to Deibler briefly. Putt steps in, the left-handed batter, playing center field for Indiana, faces Deibler. Throw over. They want to keep Birch close. They know he's a very quick runner as well. Putt did not show bunt there yet, but would not be surprised at all to see him sacrifice a bunt here. Pitch to Putt. He does score around the bunt. It's going to be bunted foul for strike 1. The pitch was a little bit high. Carter tried to get it down, but ending up bunting it foul over the backstop. So 1 strike on Carter Putt. We have Tim Birch aboard with a walk at first base. Deibler takes a look at him, comes set. Putt squares around the bunt. They throw over to Birch. He's back in easily. They just want to try and keep Tim Birch real close to that base. They know he's pretty quick, and they know that Carter Putt's going to lay down a bunt here in this situation. So see if Carter Putt can get that down and get Tim moved into scoring position at second base. Deibler comes set. Putt squares the bunt. He bunts it foul. Tipped off his bat, and the catcher almost caught that, which brings the count to no balls and 2 strikes on Carter Putt. We still have Tim Birch at first base. No outs in the inning. Birch aboard via the walk. Deibler comes set. Birch gets his lead at first. The pitch to Putt is high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count on Carter Putt. Scores all tied, 5-5 from the bottom of the 14th inning. Indiana has Tim Birch aboard and Carter Putt at bat. Deibler takes a look over at Birch and comes set. Throw over again to Tim. Back in easily. East Pennsboro is really trying to make sure that Tim Birch does not get a big lead at first base. Deibler comes set. The pitch is inside. Brings the count to 2-2 on Carter Putt. So Carter Putt's going to try and get Tim Birch into scoring position here any way possible. Hopefully get a run across here in the bottom of the 14th inning. Deibler comes set. Pitch to Putt. Fly out to left field. Left fielder's underneath it, catches it for out 1. Birch back to first base. 1 out in the inning. So Carter Putt attempted a bunt, was not able to get it down, swinging away. Flew out to left field for the first out.
Number 12, Ethan.
That'll bring up number 12, catcher Ethan Schenk. He is 1 for 5 in the game with 1 run scored, and he was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. Schenk steps in the right-handed batter's box. 1 out, we have Tim Birch at first base. The pitch from Deibler. Shank fouls that back out of play for strike one.
Asking everyone to please return the PIAA foul balls to the game manager, who is just off the press.
So Indiana would love to get Tim Birch into scoring position here. Ethan can get something into the outfield. Birch has the speed to easily get to third base, if not score. Pitch in for a ball. They throw back to try and get Birch off first. He's back in safely. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Ethan Shank. Tim had a big lead over there, and East Pennsboro thought they maybe caught him napping, but Tim back into first base ahead of the tag. Ethan Shank with a 1-1 count against Chase Steibler. He comes set, takes a peek at Birch. The pitch to Shank is fouled back. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ethan Shank. With Tim Birch aboard, Indiana just trying to find a way to get that winning run across. Hopefully have the 14th inning be the end of this marathon game that has spanned 2 days here at Governor's Park in Bellefonte. Steibler comes set, delivers to Shank. Ethan Shank calls time, steps out of the box, collects himself. Birch retreats back to the base. We're set, ready to go. Steibler takes a peek at him. Comes set. It's outside. Brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ethan Shank. We have Tim Birch aboard at first base with 1 out in the inning. Steibler collects himself before he steps back on the mound. Ethan steps in the batter's box. Steibler's going to take a look over Tim Birch. He's going to come set. Here's the pitch to Shank. Called strike 3 on the corner. Ethan Shank goes down looking. Brings up 2 outs in the inning. Now to bat, number 2, Mark Collinger. Mark is 1 for 6 in this game with a double. He is now playing third base in place of the injured Charlie Manzi. 2 outs in the inning with Tim Birch aboard at first base. The pitch to Collinger. It's high for ball 1. As I mentioned, Mark has a double in this game already. If he could do that again, that would easily score Tim Birch, and we could all go back home to Indiana. But first things first, we got to get that run in. The pitch to Collinger. It's in there for a called strike. Brings the count to 1 ball and 1 strike on Mark Collinger. Mark pitched 6 great innings of relief for Ryan Okapol yesterday. Today, like I said, he's going to play some third base in place of the injured Charlie Manzi. The 1-1 count on Collinger. Steibler takes a look over at Birch again. Gets his lead at first. Here comes the pitch. Runner goes, swing and a miss from Collinger. Birch is in there safe. So Tim steals second base on the swing and a miss by Collinger. Birch is slow to get up. The throw and sort of took the shortstop into Tim as they slid into second base, and we'll make sure he hasn't rolled an ankle. The coach, Ethan Shank, walks over from first to check on him, make sure he's all right. Looks like Tim's a little shaken, but none the worse for wear. He's going to stay at second base. So now we have Tim at second base. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Collinger. Something in the outfield here is going to score Tim and send Indiana to the state championship game on Friday. Let's see if Mark can get the job done for Indiana. Steibler takes a peek at Birch at second. He comes set. Pitch is outside. Swing and a miss by Collinger. So Indiana cannot capitalize on the early leadoff walk by Tim Birch. And we're going to get to play the 15th inning of baseball. We'll be right back after this quick break. So we move to the top of the 15th inning here at Governor's Park in Bellefonte. Even more extra baseball in this PIAA state semifinal game. Leading off the top of the 15th will be number 10, Brock Schaefer for East Pennsboro, the left-handed batter. It's 0 for 4 in this game. He'll face Brady Oakes for the second inning. He shows bunt, but the pitch comes in high for a ball. So Brady Oakes had a very efficient first inning with 2 strikeouts and going to pop up the right field. Deals again. That pitch is fouled back. Brings the count to 1 ball and 1 strike on Brock Schaefer, the number 9 hitter for East Pennsboro. Brady Oakes comes set. The pitch grounded up the first baseline to Sully Van Hoos. He'll take it himself for the first out of the inning. Ground out to Sully. They'll turn us back over to the top of the East Pennsboro lineup, which will be number 1, the catcher, Lucas Martz. He is 1 for 6 in this game with a run scored. The right-handed batter will step in against Indiana's Brady Oakes. The first pitch is a ball outside. Next pitch from Oakes. Ball 2. Brady Oakes comes set. The next pitch. Outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count on Lucas Martz here in the top of the 15th inning. For 1 out. The next pitch from Oakes. In there for a called strike. 3-1 the count now on Lucas Martz. Brady Oakes deals. It's going to be a ground ball hit up to second baseman Caden Force. On to first base to Sully Van Hoos for out number 2. Ground out to the second baseman for Lucas Martz. 2 outs in the inning. That will bring up the number 2 hitter, number 12, Steel Bear, playing right field for East Pennsboro. He is 3 for 6 in this game with 2 runs scored. Facing Indiana's Brady Oakes with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch. It's a ball outside. So Indiana looks to retire the East Pennsboro lineup in order if possible here and get to the bottom of the 15th inning. Second pitch from Oakes. It's going to be singled up to the center field, but Carter Putt has a beat on it and catches it for the 3rd out in the inning. So 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 15th. For East Pennsboro, Brady Oakes efficient again, and Indiana will come up to bat in the bottom of the 15th after this short break. So we head to the bottom of the 15th inning here in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania at Governor's Park. Some extra inning baseball that spanned 2 days for Indiana trying to get back to the state championship game. I want to take a moment and thank our presenting sponsors of these past 2 days of baseball, Force Turf Solutions and Sobek Fitness. So to start at the the bottom of the 15th inning, up the bat will be number 23, Sully Van Hoos. He's playing first base today. We'll have Van Hoos, followed by Caden Force, and then, well, that'd be Charlie Manthew's spot. We'll have to see who Indiana put in that spot. I believe that's where the pitcher Brady Oakes is going to be, but we will double check that when we get there. So Van Hoos will lead Indiana off in the bottom of the 15th. A much smaller crowd than was here yesterday for the 4 o'clock start, which is to be expected. Let's see, some Indiana people were able to make the trip. But it is tough for the midday game, especially at the last minute when you didn't know you were going to come back today. Anyhow, let's see if Sully Van Hoos can start us off towards getting that winning run we need here to finish off this game. Sully started the game as the DH yesterday, but is now playing first base. He faces Chase Diebler on the mound for East Pennsboro. The first pitch to Van Hoos. To swing and a miss by Sully. Sully is 1 for 4 in this game. Next pitch from Chase Diebler. Sully pops it up to shallow right field. The second baseman's going out, and he will make the catch. So fly out to the second baseman in shallow right field is the first out of the inning. Brings up Indiana second baseman, number 4, Caden Force. Caden is 2 for 6 in this game. So he looks to get a base runner on board for Indiana here in the bottom of the 15th inning. The first pitch from Chase Diebler. Fouled back into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. Next pitch from Chase Diebler. It's going to be low for ball 1. 1-1 now the count on Indiana second baseman Caden Force. Chase Diebler comes set for the pitch. And that ball is also fouled back out of play. Brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Caden Force. On the bottom of the 15th inning, still tied up at 5 apiece. Pitch from Diebler. Force tries to check his swing, and he does. He does not go. Ball low in the zone. Caden's able to hold up. They appealed to the first base umpire, who said Caden did not go, which brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have 1 out in the bottom of the 15th inning. Chase Diebler gets a sign from the catcher. Comes set to deliver. The pitch to Force. Called strike 3. Caden Force is the second out of the inning for Indiana. And now, as I expected, we have Brady Oakes in the number 7 spot, replacing Charlie Manzi, but he is, of course, the pitcher to start out this game. So Brady Oakes steps in from the left side of the plate. This is his first at-bat in this game that has spanned 2 days here at Governor's Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. The pitch to Oakes. It's outside for ball 1. Chase Diebler comes set. Next pitch. Oakes fouls that out of play down the third baseline. It's 1 ball and 1 strike is the count now on Brady Oakes. So Oakes at bat with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 15th inning. Looking to get aboard and trying to get Indiana that all needed 1 last run in this game. The pitch to Oakes. It's going to be a ball outside. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Indiana's pitcher here this afternoon, Brady Oakes. Again, he's taking Charlie Manzi's 7th spot in the lineup, as Charlie was hurt on that last play of the 13th inning last night, trying to score the winning run, but Charlie unable to play today. The pitch to Oakes. And it's going to be low. Brings the count to 3 balls and 1 strike for Brady Oakes. Diebler steps off the mound, takes a deep breath, collects himself. He's back on the rubber, ready to go. 3-1 pitch to Brady Oaks. It's called strike 2. It'll be a full count on Indiana's pitcher Brady Oaks, batting here in the bottom of the 15th inning. 2 outs already for the Indians. Brady Oaks trying to get aboard. Diebler comes set. Brady Oaks calls time. Steps out of the box. Collects himself. Diebler steps off the mound. And we'll get set to go again. Full count on the batter Oaks. The pitch from Diebler. Brady chops it to the second baseman. It's up clean to first base. A ground out to the second baseman. Completes the 15th inning here in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. We'll go to the top of the 16th right after this quick break.
1, 2, 3, bottom of the fifth.
Welcome back to Governor's Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. We're in the top of the 16th inning in this PIAA 4A state semifinal playoff game where Indiana and Pennsboro are both trying to punch their ticket, I should say, to the state championship game Friday. This game has spanned, well, almost 2 days at this point, but Indiana just needs to try and play some good defense here in the top of this inning and hopefully get a run across in the bottom of the inning. So up to plate, up to bat will be the third baseman De Jesus for East Pennsboro. He is 1 for 4 in this game and has 2 walks. And he will face Indiana's Brady Oaks in the top of the 16th inning. The first pitch is outside for a ball. I want to thank our sponsor for this game, for presenting sponsors, Forest Turf Solutions and Sobek Fitness. They've been with us for all day yesterday and today's resumption of the game. Oaks delivers a strike on the outside corner, brings the count to 1-1. On the East Pennsboro third baseman, De Jesus. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Brady Oaks ahead. Oaks has been efficient thus far. Starting out the 14th inning, 1-2-3 inning, 1-2-3 inning in the 15th. See if he can repeat that here in the top of the 16th. That's going to be chopped in front of the plate. Oaks charges, throws down to first, retires the base runner with the throw to Sully Van Hoos. That'll be a ground out from the pitcher to the third baseman for the first out of the inning. Then we'll bring up number 26, Chase Diebler, who has started the game at first base, is now pitching for East Pennsboro. He is 0 for 6 in this game with a run scored, and he reached on an error. The first pitch from Oaks. It's going to be outside for a ball. Oaks with the next pitch. That's going to be grounded to shortstop. Chase Force has it. Up with the throw to Sully Van Hoos. It's a ground out from the shortstop to the first baseman for out number 2. So 2 outs inning. We'll bring up the center fielder, number 6, Aaron Angelo, He is currently 2 for 6 in this game, which is now in the 16th inning. Angelo from the left side of the plate will face Brady Oaks. The first pitch, called strike one. Oaks set for the next pitch. It's going to be just a little low and outside for ball one. 1-1 now the count on Aaron Angelo facing Indiana's Brady Oaks. The next pitch, chopped up the first baseline. It's going to be foul for strike number 2. It brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Aaron Angelo facing Indiana's Brady Oaks. Angelo, left-handed batter, and Brady Oaks, the left-handed pitcher. Oaks set to deliver. Ball 2. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Oaks. Foul down the third baseline. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bring that over a little bit sooner.
Looks like they're going to throw that ball out. Must have hit the fence. Oaks gets the new ball, backs the mound, and set to go. The 2-2 count on Aaron Angelo. Ball's inside. We're bringing the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Aaron Angelo here in the top of the 16th inning. The pitch from Oaks. Easily lined out to this shortstop, Chase Force. It was a good pitch by Brady Oaks. It caught him on the handle. He was just sort of able to fight it off, hit a little flare out to the shortstop.
Moving to the bottom of the 16th inning.
So that is a pop-up to Indiana shortstop, which will end the 16th inning. The top half of the 16th inning. We'll be back with the bottom half after this short break. We head to the bottom of the 16th inning at Governor's Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, with Indiana looking to just get across one more run to end this game that is going into its second day and its 16th inning. So we'll start this inning with right fielder Rocco Cosentino, who is 1 for 5 in the game with a walk and a run scored. He will face the East Pennsboro pitcher Chase Diebler. Rocco, the left-handed batter, senior for the Indians. The pitch from Diebler. It's a ball outside. The next pitch to Cosentino. Inside for ball 2. It's a 2-0 count on Indiana's right fielder. Pitch from Diebler. It's going to be high for ball 3. 3-0 count to Rocco. Be great to get this leadoff man aboard and try and just get that one run across that Indiana needs. The pitch. It's called strike. Brings the count to 3-1 on Cosentino. The next pitch. Rocco fouls that down the third baseline out of play, which will bring us to a full count. Let's see if Rocco can win this battle and get aboard. The pitch. Rocco pops out of play again. The count remains full. Rocco, the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 16th inning for the Indians. The next pitch. It's called strike 3. Rocco down on the strikeout for the first out of the 16th inning. Now batting, number 1, Chase Force came on in relief of Will Olson, the shortstop in this game. He's 1 for 3 in the game with a walk. Bats with 1 out here in the bottom of the 16th inning. Now, Chase had hit a single to right field in the bottom of the 13th that Charlie tried to score on. Was thrown out at home plate. Pitch 1's called strike. Next pitch, Force. It's going to be high for a ball. 1-1 the count to Indiana shortstop Chase Force. Force steps back in. Diebler sets. Here's the pitch. Force pops it up to behind second base. Second baseman's calling for it. And will make the catch for out number 2. Pop up to the second baseman. Brings us back to the top of the order. In Indiana's left fielder, Tim Birch, who walked in the top of the 14th inning to start this resumption of play, but was not able to get across to score a run. So Tim Birch bats here in the bottom of the 16th with 2 outs. The pitch from Diebler. It's high for a ball. Birch is 3 for 6 in this game with a run scored and a walk. Batting here in the bottom of the 16th. It's inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Indiana's left fielder, Tim Birch. Diebler steps off the mound, wants to collect himself. Back to the mound. Tim steps back in the left-handed batter's box. Diebler set. The pitch to Birch. Outside corner for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike is now the count on Indiana's Tim Birch. Diebler taking his time. Birch asked for time himself. Steps out of the box. And we'll get ready to go again here with the count 2 balls and 1 strike on Tim Birch. The pitch. That's going to be hit out to center field. The center field has a beat on it. Come running in, makes a good catch. And that will end the bottom of the 16th inning with a fly out to center field. So after 16 full innings, we are still tied 5-5 in this state semifinal game. We'll be back after a quick break. We're back here in the top of the 17th inning.
Leading off the top of the 17th inning.
Leading off for East Pennsboro will be their shortstop,
Number 2,
Eric
shortstop,
Foster Jr.
Jr.
Now he led off this resumption in the 14th inning with a strikeout. He'll face Brady Oaks for the second time. Oaks has been very efficient so far in the resumption of this game. The first pitch is outside for a ball.
People texting in today that they do not like ZZ Top. I cannot believe that.
Next pitch from Oaks. It's going to be fouled up the first baseline. 1-1 now the count on Foster. Facing Brady Oaks for the second time today. That's going to be past the diving third baseman Collinger, who could not come up with it. Out in the left field, it'll be a single for Foster to start the 17th inning. East Pennsboro has their leadoff guy aboard. That'll bring up number 14, Ryan Seibert. He flew out to right field the last time he faced Brady Oaks in the top of the 14th inning. The pitch. It's going to be hit to the shortstop. Potential double play ball on the force. Back to first base. Double play. A great turn by the Force brothers in the middle of the infield to get the relay over to Sully Van Hoos for 2 outs here in the top of the 17th inning.
Designated hitter, number 20, Cade Pearson.
That brings up the designated hitter, Cade Pearson. He struck out when he faced Oaks in the 14th inning. There are now 2 outs. The first pitch. It's going to be high and outside for ball 1. Pearson batting here with 2 outs in the 17th inning. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1 the count now. Oaks deals. It's going to be a ground ball to Chase Force at short. Over to first base, Sully Van Hoos for out number 3. So, through the top half of the 17th inning, Brady Oaks has gone 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and 1-2-3, which brings us to the bottom of the 17th as Indiana tries to get that ever-elusive 1 run to get back to the state championship game. We'll be back after this quick break here in Bellefonte. Welcome back to the state semifinal playoff game for Governor's Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Indiana coming to bat here in the bottom of the 17th inning. They will send their number 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate as Indiana tries to find a way to just get 1 more run and get back to the state championship game on Friday, which we played at Penn State. Montourville has already advanced to that game by virtue of their win yesterday, 6-0 victory, and they are awaiting the winner of this game. So Carter Putt's going to step in here to start the bottom of the 17th.
Leading off the bottom of the 17th inning.
Chase Deibler still on the mound for East Pennsboro.
Center fielder, number 5, Carter Putt.
Carter Putt flew out to left field in the top of the 14th, the bottom of the 14th when we resumed this game. So he is now 1 for 5 in this game with a walk and a run scored.
All right, here we go.
So putt steps into the left-handed batter's box. And the bottom of the 17th, all tied up at 5 apiece. The first pitch from Diebler.
Check that out.
That's a ball high. 1-0 the count. And Carter putt. The next pitch. That's ball 2.
Same thing happened last inning. Let's not go 3-0 here.
Putt quickly ahead 2-0 in the count against Chase Diebler, the right-handed senior from East Pennsboro. The next pitch to Carter putt. That's a called strike. Two and one's the count. It's inside. And bring the count to 3 balls and 1 strike as Carter putt tries to get the leadoff, be the leadoff man on the board here, and get the 1 run home that Indiana needs in the bottom of the 17th inning. The 3-1 pitch from Diebler. It's called strike 2, which will bring the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Carter putt. Diebler takes a deep breath as he stands behind the mound, collects himself. Carter putt steps back in for this 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Almost hit him. Either way, Indiana gets their leadoff man aboard. Now, just as we started the 14th inning, Carter putt has a lot of speed here. And do not be surprised if we see Ethan Shank attempt to lay down a bunt here to get Carter putt into scoring position. Petrov wants to talk to Ethan Shank real quick down the third baseline. The pitcher and catcher have a brief conference about how they're going to handle this defensive situation. We find ourselves in the bottom of the 7th inning. Indiana has their leadoff man aboard and Carter putt at first base. Ethan Shank's going to step in here. He struck out looking the last time he faced Diebler in the bottom of the 14th inning, as he looks to advance Carter putt around the bases. Diebler takes a look over at putt. I expect they'll pay some attention to him over there, just like they did Tim Birch. He's going to step off, exactly as I expected. They know that Carter putt has a lot of speed at first base, and Indiana hopes to use that to their advantage. Diebler takes a long look at Carter putt. Shank shows bunt. And that pitch was thrown over Shank's head. It looked like it almost hit him, actually, but putt advances to second base easily on the wild pitch. And now Carter putt is in scoring position. And all Indiana needs is something near to the outfield, and Carter putt at this speed is going to score and end this marathon game. So we have a 1-0 count on Shank. He's going to square around a bunt. He's going to put a bunt down the third baseline. Putt's going to be at third base. The throw is not even going to be made, and Shank is safe at first base on a fantastic bunt down the third baseline. So Carter putt is going to be at third base. Ethan Shank is safe at first. And Indiana has Mark Collinger coming to the plate to try and end this game and get Indiana back to the championship. So the pitcher and catcher are going to talk about their defensive situation here. We have Ethan Shank safe at first base. Carter putt is the winning run at third. And let's see what they're going to do here. So Coach Petrov is talking to Collinger. The pitcher and catcher are still having a conference at the mound. And the umpire breaks that up. And so Collinger is going to step in.
Third baseman Mark Collinger.
All right, and so the East Pennsboro coach is going to intentionally walk Collinger to load the bases. which will bring a force play to any position for the East Pennsboro defense, and it's going to bring Sully Van Hoos to the plate, who just needs to get something through the infield
First baseman, number 23.
to score Carter Putt.
Van Hoos.
So the infield's going to play in. They have to cut this run off at home. And Sully looks to get something just through the infield, and that will end this game for Indiana and send them back to the state championship game. The first pitch from Diebler. It's a called strike. Sully was in this position earlier in a WPIAA playoff game and delivered for Indiana, driving in the winning run. Let's see if he can do it again for Indiana. The next pitch. Van Hoos fouls it back off the screen. It's quickly behind the no balls and 2 strikes. Sully just has to have a good approach here. Something he can put in play. Or foul off and extend the at-bat. The bases are loaded for Indiana. The next pitch to Van Hoos. Outside is way outside. And Carter Putt thought about breaking for home for a minute, but the ball quickly bounced back to the catcher. And that's a good choice by Carter Putt, because despite his speed, that ball did not get far away, very far away from the catcher. And Carter probably would have been out on that play, but it brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded for Indiana. Here in the bottom of the 17th inning. Indiana just needs 1 run to end this game. The next pitch to Van Hoos.
Better not be driving to the south side.
Swing and a miss. That's out number 1 for Indiana. So Indiana still has 2 chances to get these runs in. Caden Force comes to the plate. 2 for 6 in this game. Struck out looking in the 15th inning. Now if he's going to try and get this winning run across somehow. Carter Putt's at third, Ethan Shanks at second, and Mark Cullinger was intentionally walked to load the bases at first. We have Caden Force stepping in against Chase Diebler. All tied at 5. The pitch is high for ball 1. Force steps back in for the next pitch. Force swings and misses. 1-1 to count. East Pennsboro pitcher and catcher want to have a quick conversation. East Pennsboro they have their corners up, their middle infield's back. If they can turn a double play, they'll get themselves out of this danger, but Indiana really wants to find a way to get this winning run across. Caden Force has a 1-1 count. He just needs to get something through the infield, and it's going to end this game for Indiana. The 1-1 pitch to Force from Diebler. Takes a long look at Carter Putt at third, comes set. Force fouls one out of play. So that brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caden Force needs to do the same thing Sully was trying to do. Good defensive hitting here. Just get a ball in play. Try and get Carter Putt home to score this winning run. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Caden Force. Diebler takes his time. He's looking at Putt at third. Takes a deep breath. Caden Force asks for time, steps out of the box. And we'll get ready to do it all again. The umpire says play. We're ready to go. The pitch from Diebler. It's outside. The ball 2. Counts now even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Diebler stands behind the mound, takes a minute, collects himself. He started playing at first base as this game started yesterday. He's come on to pitch here as we resume play. Caden Force steps back in the box with 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Bases loaded for Indiana. The pitch. Outside, ball 3. That brings the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There was obviously nowhere to put Caden Force, and the catcher and pitcher want to have a conversation again. I want to thank our sponsors for presenting this game over yesterday and today. Force Turf Solutions, Sobek Fitness. They've been sponsors of Indiana baseball all year long. We thank them for their support. The meeting is broken up at the pitcher's mound. Boy, folks, if you like high drama baseball, this is it. We're in the bottom of the 17th inning with the bases loaded, 1 out, and Caden Force is at the plate with a full count, trying to drive in the winning run for Indiana. The umpire says, hold on, I'm not ready. So now he has Caden step back in the box. Diebler's going to come set in the mound, and we have a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch coming to Caden Force. That is ball 4. Indiana is going to go back to the state championship game on a walk-off walk in the bottom of the 17th inning. Caden Force's walk forces in Carter putt, and Indiana wins this marathon baseball game 6-5 that took 17 innings and 2 days here at Governor's Park in Bellefonte. Unbelievable baseball.
State semifinal.
Just a fantastic even match game by both teams.
Indian 6. East Pennsboro 5.
So Indiana will knock East Pennsboro out of the state playoffs for the 3rd straight year in a row. And they also hand East Pennsboro their very first loss of the season. East Pennsboro coming in this game undefeated. Indiana 24-1. And now Indiana gets to go back to the state championship game and try and avenge their loss last year to Holy Ghost Prep, which was coincidentally a 6-5 loss last year. But Indiana wins here 6-5 in 17 innings.
The Indiana Little Lane.
Just an unbelievable baseball game, folks.
Friday at 1.
And if you have nothing to do Friday, make your plans now to come to State College and watch Indiana try and win a state championship, the first ever in the history of the school, after coming up second last year.
Baseball teams.
So if you can make it to State College on Friday for a 1:30 start, plan to do so. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get Coach Petroff to join us, and hopefully a player. We'll be back shortly. You're watching Indiana baseball. So your Indians heading back to the state championship game on Friday after a 17-inning marathon game where Caden Force gets a walk-off walk to drive in the winning run, Carter putt. We'll be back after this quick break.
Final score.
Welcome back to Governor's Park in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, where Indiana has come up with a 6-5 victory in 17 innings over East Pennsboro to advance back to the state championship game. I have my buddy out there pointing his rally cap. The Rally Caps are undefeated. Every extra inning game that Indiana has pulled off this year has been helped by the quote-unquote Rally Cap. So the team's taking a quick picture out there as they're celebrating this exciting extra inning game. Let's talk about a few stats here before we get Coach Petroff up here. Brady Oaks is the winning pitcher. He pitched 4 innings today at the resumption of this game. He pitched very well, only gave up 1 hit, struck out 2, didn't walk anybody. In fact, Brady Oaks faced the minimum amount of batters he could have faced in 4 innings. 3 up, 3 down in the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th inning. So that was great work by Brady Oaks. He threw 39 pitches through those 4 innings. Very efficient. Indiana defense did a great job behind him. And of course, wasn't the dramatic hits we've seen to win other extra inning games, but the walk by Caden Forrest was enough to force a cross Carter putt here in the bottom of the 17th. Putt walked to start the inning, single by Shank. East Pennsboro elected to intentionally walk Mark Collinger in the inning. Sully Van Who struck out, but then Caden Forrest forced the count to a full count and was able to get the walk. And we're going to be joined here real briefly by Dan Petroff in the press box with us. I'll have you put that on, please, for me, Coach. See if we can get Coach's volume. Is Coach's volume good?
Oh, no. I can't hear. I can only hear music.
All right. Just say something real quick, Dan.
Hello? Hello?
All right. We should have your audio. We should be good, hopefully. Let me just double check this. You know, I'm a rookie at this, Dan. I'm not the pro that
okay.
that Pat is. But anyhow, Dan, have you ever played a baseball game that long as a player or a coach? 17 innings. Have you ever been involved in a game that long?
Never been in anything like that in my life, and I'm exhausted. Kids are exhausted, but again, they came through. I don't know how they do it, but they just keep coming through.
Yeah, it was a tremendous effort by the whole team, really. Now, after the game, the way it ended last night, Charlie's unfortunate injury, how was the team on the way home last night? I'm sure they were so concerned about Charlie, but was the mood still good? They come back today, where they were kind of down?
Yeah, just next man up. We just, Charlie's gotten us here for a lot of games, and I told somebody to step up and win one for Charlie, and they did. We zoomed him down there, and it was a great moment. And we're sad about Charlie, but I know he's here with us in spirits for sure. Unfortunate
injury for Charlie, but some great work by Mark Collinger filling in at third base. Brady Oaks come in the pitch. We're going to talk to Brady here in a minute, but. A game like that, Coach, to be able to get back to the state champ. I know was that your goal all year long. You wanted to win your section, checked off the box. Go back to WPIAL, win that, checked off the box. The state championship was your last of your 3 goals, and it was by far the toughest one to finish off here to try and get back there.
It's hard to do. I'm not going to lie to anybody. Having an X on your back and get the back-to-back state finals is it's very hard to do. It's everybody wants to give you their best, and they do, and that's what makes it so hard. People think, well, we can't, we're not hitting, but they got to remember that everybody wants to beat us. So they're not coming out and just saying, hey, we're going to roll down because it's Indiana. That's not how it works. They're coming out and giving it their best, but decided to go with Brady today. It helps out with the running game and bunts and stealing, and that's kind of part of East Pennsboro's game. And he did tremendous. I can't ask more of Brady in that spot for a sophomore. Solly was ready to go, and we got guys ready to go for Friday. We'll have our horses all there, and we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, so I know Montoursville is here you're going to face in the state championship game. I know it's a little early to plan about that, but do you know anything about Montoursville's program at all, or you have
I
to
don't.
do some?
You probably have to ask Tyler or Ben. They're my video guys.
Scouts,
they're scouters.
Okay,
yeah. I just show up with who we got and we play. I'm sure they're good. You're good or lucky, one or the other, to get to this point.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you have to have a little bit of both.
Yep.
To get to here. I'm sure they'll be a very good team, but we'll be ready. We'll be ready to go, excited to play, and just happy to get back to the finals.
Okay. Well, Coach Petroff, thank you very much for your time. Good luck on Friday. We'll let you go celebrate the team. We're going to talk to Brady here real quick.
Right,
Congratulations, Dan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to get Brady Oaks over here. Want to hear Brady? Now, you won't be able to sort of hear me through the headset, Brady. You just have to talk and sort of listen to me. You won't be able to hear me in here, okay? All right, we're here, Brady Oaks. Brady, I have my rally cap on, too, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I
the
like
rally
that.
caps are undefeated. Me and my son wear them anytime you guys are down in an extra inning game, and it's worked so far. So,
Yeah.
to talk about the confidence that Coach had in you to come into the mound in this game to pick it up in the 14th inning.
Yeah, Coach definitely had a lot of confidence, and I'm just happy he had the confidence in me and my team to just come out here. He knew the team was going to make plays behind me, and I was going to throw strikes and just come out with the win.
And that's what you did. You didn't walk anybody. You threw strikes. You faced the minimum number of batters. It was 3 up, 3 down every inning with the help of the double play there that one inning.
Yeah.
But fantastic work. It was your plan just to try and get balls in play, or you let the defense help you out, or were you trying to overpower guys today?
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to overpower anyone today. I know my defense. We got the best defense in the state. I mean, we got a great outfield, great infield. It hurts losing Charlie at third base, but Mark Collinger really stepped up and played the role just fine.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Brady. You know, you were younger last year. You didn't get the part to go to the state championship game last year. What's it mean to you to be able to go with this team back and try and win a state title after the team came so close last year?
It means a lot, especially for the guys that lost last year. I know I want to be along the way and help them win another one. And it just sucks I wasn't there last year. Like, everyone's talking about it and stuff. But, like, I'm just glad to be a part of it this year. That's all that matters. So.
Well, you'll get to enjoy it this year, Brady. And congratulations on the big win today, and good luck to you on Friday.
Thank you.
All right, that's winning pitcher Brady Oaks. Thank you, Brady. We'll be back to wrap everything up right after this quick break. Welcome back to Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, Governor's Park, where Indiana has outlasted the East Pennsboro Panthers to win the semifinal game 6-5 in 17 grueling innings. Caden Force getting the bases loaded, walk-off walk to force in Carter Putt, and Indiana gets to go back to the state championship game for the second year in a row. They will face Montoursville on Friday at State College, 1:30 p.m., and folks, like I said before, make plans now to be there. It's bound to be a fantastic baseball game. So I want to take a moment and just thank Pat Doherty. The law office is Pat Doherty. It was sponsored the post-game show. As I mentioned before, Pat couldn't be here today. He missed a heck of a game, but I'm sure he's listening back home. I want to thank all the people who are texting me constantly throughout the broadcast saying I was doing a good job. Appreciate that. I was the bullpen relief today for Pat. And we, of course, want to thank Force Turf Solutions and Sobek Fitness, who've been sponsors of Indiana baseball all season long. So once again, your final from Bellefonte. Indiana wins 6-5 in 17 innings and will play Montoursville in the state championship game on Friday at State College. Have a good day.
That was a great experience to you, bro.